Hey everyone, welcome to Pocket Sized Play. We're a tabletop RPG podcast about short, compelling, actual play. My name is Tim.
I am Tor.
And I'm Timothy.
Alright, so we're playing Golden Sky Stories. That's a heartwarming Japanese RPG about magic animal children. Couple things to know, this is a diceless game, so it uses these points of things called wonder, which let you use powers, and points of feeling, which let you be more successful to accomplish obstacles. You also get these points of dreams, which can only be given out by others. Someone gives a point of dreams when they see something cute or cool. And then if you want me to strengthen my connections with you so that you get more feelings, then you got to give me more dreams as the narrator. So
Yeah.
I think that's something that I didn't really pick up on, is that we can give the narrator dreams.
let's dive in with that. Murasaki has wonder and feelings on there. So Taro, you can total up those connections for 4 wonder and 4 feelings. So last session, you received memories for how many connections you had with other people, or henge. Those memories now function as reserve points of wonder or feeling. So you can use those at any time and in place of a wonder or feeling. However, once you spend it, that memory's gone and it's not refreshed in the next scene like other wonder or feelings.
My name is Murasaki. I'm a beautiful white gray fox. That's my true form. I'm sort of at the top of the totem pole, so to speak. My human form is that of a beautiful girl with beautiful hair, green eyes, classic clothes I wear.
And I am Taro. My true form is the Tanooki, or a raccoon dog. In my human form, I'm really short and quite clumsy. I wear big glasses, and over my sweater I have a tie that has a bit of a rip in it and some crude stitches holding it together.
So for the first scene, on the edge of town is a very old forest, and some refer to it as Shrine Forest because, like the one that you've come across here, there are some very old shrines that people don't visit too much anymore. In front of it is a offering dish and fallen leaves, but not much else. All around you, the warm sunlight from this summer day comes streaming through, dappled on these oak tree leaves. It's a warm, late afternoon.
I found a warm sunbeam that's breaking through the overhead trees and leaves. I wouldn't really tell anyone, but I do kind of like to have Taro around. He's always amusing me, and he's fun to hang around with, but I have to be careful if I tell him that too much.
I'm jumping and wandering around the trees there, following after a little butterfly, standing on my hind legs, looking up around and observing this butterfly flying around me.
It's later in the afternoon, and Murasaki, your fur is warm, radiating heat. If you have an animal of 6 or higher, you'll notice something before it stealthily comes upon you.
No, I don't think so.
The shrine, just to describe it for a moment, it's made of wood. It's very weathered, beaten down by rain and wind over the years. There's a cord out front that's connected to a bell and the offering dish that was already described, but it is an empty shrine. Doesn't look like any person has been living there. There's a large oak tree just to the right of it, and from behind the oak tree steps another fox, reddish fur with some white patches in it, tall, strong, regal bearing. It surprises both of you.
I've been following the butterfly, going over my head, leaning further and further backwards until I just fall down on the ground. And then I look up and see this fox, and I run straight up to Murasaki, lift up one of my paws right behind her.
And I think because it's a fox, I'm a little embarrassed. I cast my face and eyes down. I'm almost paralyzed.
I'm leaning in towards Murasaki and just, it's pretty.
Such deference, deserving of younger henge in town around an elder. Hello there, and who may you be?
Oh, I'm Taro.
I'm Murasaki. Would you be so kind as to tell me who you are?
She laughs at that. You would come to my shrine and then not know who I am? And with that, she does a backflip. And when she lands, she's now in human form, but with the tail and ears sticking out, wearing a red and white shiny kimono, goes all the way down to the ground, fallen leaves underneath. Her hair is tied back with a large porcelain hair clip, red ears sticking out. Her face is pale, beautiful. I am Ayame Minamoto. Surely a family name you would recognize. Taro and Murasaki, yes?
We were just playing here, and might I just say that that is a lovely kimono that you have. It's so striking.
I want to give you a dream for that, Murasaki. And let's do an impression check with that for Murasaki. What attribute would you be using?
I think I'm going to try to project myself as very grown up Gap, so I think I'm going to try to use my adult attribute.
So her adult is 4 that she'd be responding with.
So yeah, I'm going to spend all my feelings on this because I think this is important for me to make a connection.
I'm probably just going to use child, if that makes sense. Just holding my paws down in front of me, just kind of awkwardly leaning up against Murasaki and smiling and then waving.
So her child is only 1, so because of that, you can mark a connection of 1 strength, or you can spend feelings if you want it to be stronger than that.
Of course. I'll
Cool.
spend 2.
And for you, Taro, she will have affection, especially given that approach. So you can write affection for contents. And for Murasaki, you can put like. Mm-hmm. Nothing fancy or flowery about that, but like. Let's wrap up this scene.
Can I retroactively give you a dream for the nice introduction of Ayame?
Definitely, yeah. Between scenes, if you need to change the content of any connections, feel free. Cool, so add up those wonder and feelings in addition to what you have. So I think you should both be getting 5 more. Or 6 more, sorry, for wonder for Taro. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do we need to change any types of connections? We're good to go for the next scene.
We're good, yeah.
Cool. Ayame glances up at the sky, and you notice now that it's darkened just a bit. And with that, her ears and tail just poof, disappear, and looks at you two animal henge and says, "It seems the sun is setting. Why not take a human form like me?"
I make a half backflip. So pretty much I'm just kicking off the ground and almost landing on my back. And then I'm sitting up in human form. I'm going to leave out just my tail.
It's evening right now, so just 2 for your tail, yeah. I'm giving you a dream for the half backflip.
When I'm up on my feet, I'm bowing really far down, so my tie just barely brushes the grass, and then I go up again.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go full human. I mean, I'm feeling like this is a competition. So perhaps my connection type is going to change at the end of the scene. I'm not going to do a trick. I'm not going to do anything kind of showy. I kind of do this all the time, and here's what I look like.
Your styles seem appropriately contemporary, but you clean up quite well, Taro and Murasaki. Now that we have hands and fingers and the sorts, I shall invite you in for 1 pot of tea. And she swiftly turns around and walks toward the door of the shrine.
I stare at her back for a little bit, and then I look down at Murasaki, and then I kind of awkwardly fiddle with my tail and follow.
And as we're walking, I'm kind of whispering to Taro, I'm like, I double dare you to ring that bell at the shrine.
Giving you a dream for egging him on.
I stand underneath the string, kind of reaching my hand out, and you can see I'm perspiring a bit, pulling on my sweater a bit, tightening my tie up, and then I pull my hand back and walk in.
So, inside the crude, old metal teapot, it's already warm and steaming. Ayame is seated on the floor with her legs tucked under, and she's holding up the teapot and pouring into 2 cups that have been set out. She doesn't yet have one for herself.
Well, I sit down in front of her, give her a smile, look up at Murasaki. Yeah.
Fox Girl, are you coming too?
I just kind of cocked my head a little bit at Fox Girl.
I lean in towards Ayame and hold a hand in front of my mouth, and I whisper, "She's called Murasaki."
She whispers back, "Had she given me her family name, assuming she has one, I would gladly address her in a more proper fashion."
I pull back. Oh.
I'm giving you a dream for that.
So when I hear her say that, I'm doubly embarrassed now because I don't have a family name. And so I just kind of cast my eyes down and just take a seat.
Now that you're both seated, she says, "Well, it seems you both should have some interesting stories to tell as you traverse about with the townsfolk and their silly needs and desires."
Well, I like to play around in the field, maybe play ball with the kids when they have time.
Occasionally, we run into one of the children and, have a fun encounter, but, for the most part, I just keep to myself. And I have Taro here, too.
I don't play ball with them all the time, just sometimes.
You both have your tea now, and so she's now pulled out the cup for herself and has poured her own. And she says, "It is best that Henge consort with each other. Not too much with the humans, especially human children. It's a messy affair, all of them. Why, I haven't left my shrine in simply ages, and no one comes to visit me here anymore. I think it's much better this way." She gazes out the window.
Do you ever get lonely?
"Oh, lonely? I'll admit, this has not been this lively in a very long time, what with your stories of ball and foxes without surnames." She's concealing something. If you can make an adult check against 4, you will have some insight into that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot. Last time.
Yeah. All right. So she smiles to herself at this point, like she has a secret that only she would know about. And she says, "Well, it's been quite lively, as I said, but it's gotten late, and I'm sure you have business to attend to in the town. I will happily see you out the door now."
So I stand up and thank her for the tea. Is there some way we can repay you? Can we fetch something for you?
I can maybe get the kids to come here and play ball.
Murasaki just looks at Taro with like a wide eye, like, what are you saying?
Rather than address Taro, she looks to Murasaki. "I see you keep him around for the sense of humor." "No, reliance is a sign of weakness. I do not need anything." And we'll end the scene with that.
Yeah.
Get those points restocked. So Ayame's connection with Murasaki is changing to trust.
No, I contemplated for a moment changing, my connection with her as well, but I think I'm just going to leave it at respect.
You all have quite a bit of wonder, too, if there's any powers that you've been wanting to try out. It's a question of if you feel like an opportunity will come up for it.
Yeah.
As we open the third scene, it's outside of the Fox Shrine. It is night by now. And Ayame has... No, sorry. She's still in full human form. Do you two keep the same form now that it's nighttime?
When she looks away, my ears pop out. And I scratched them a bit.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta stay in full human form. I cannot. I gotta maintain.
So you've taken a few steps into the clearing where you both were playing. It seems like only moments ago that it was sun-dappled and warm, but now it's a dark, kind of hot night. And she says, "It was a pleasure, and it's just so sad that you have to go now." And with that, you both feel wet very quickly from above, and all around you, rain has started pouring down from the sky. Ayame looks shocked and holds her long sleeves over both of you to give you a little bit of protection and says, "Quickly to the oak tree just over there," and bounds over in that direction.
I'll bound over there with her, but I'm very suspicious that she actually caused this rain.
Do you want to make a Henge check?
I'm a bit curious about this rain coming out of nowhere. So, what is the Henge check?
So her Henge is 3, and yours is 4. So Taro, you can ascertain something about this without having to spend any feelings.
I lean into Murasaki and whisper, "Someone's making this rain."
Yeah, you look up, Taro, and there's not a cloud in the sky, and rain is just pelleting the ground around you. The very old tree that you're under right now, you just hear the rain drumming against those leaves, even though it comes from seemingly nowhere.
I think I'm gonna turn the tree into like an overhanging rock, so it's completely dry under there with my fake power.
Yeah.
You know, when I do that, I go, "Oh, that's better. This is a better dry place."
Ayame looks startled as the base of the tree she was leaning against has become something else. "Henge, so excited to demonstrate your powers. You must show a little restraint, or at least give warning before you do so."
Mm-hmm.
Well, on an unrelated note, it's going to be raining quite all night, I can tell, so you'd best stay at the shrine. It's a shame.
It's fine, Ayame. We don't have to go. We could play games in the shrine.
Oh, games.
Well, that's most kind, Ayame. Thank you so much.
The rain starts going away, and we'll do our little intermission between scenes. Yeah, clearly that was her using the fairy rain. I had to be very careful because I spent 8 wonder making her invisible, which means I only had 12 left.
I'm going to give you a dream for the fairy rain, and I'm definitely changing to rivalry now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I kind of have to give you a dream for that one, Timothy.
Yeah, I want to give you another dream for that too. Yeah, Taro has some mad wonder here.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay. Shall we start the scene?
Yeah, set it up.
So, for the start of the 4th scene, Ayame is curled up asleep in fox form. The shrine is quiet. You hear the dripping of water off the eaves into puddles below.
Murasaki is also curled up in fox form, asleep as well. She's definitely sort of in this, whatever she does, I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do it just as well as her.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a dream for that.
So I've also lied down next to Murasaki and just been thinking about Ayame all alone here in the shrine. And then I carefully push myself up and walk out to the string that's attached to the bell. It goes quite far down, but I have to really stretch myself up.
Making it out there without waking up Ayame would be animal of 3.
Okay, I'll spend 4 feelings to be able to sneak out.
And you ring that bell.
Yeah, and at first it's quiet, and then there is a bit of a dum, dum, dum sound coming from the forest. And you can see other raccoon dogs, other tanukis, coming out of the forest, just circling in on the shrine. And I'm still here in my animal form, standing up on my feet and starting to drum, just drumming on my belly, and they're all coming.
Alright, so spend wonder for that Tanooki dance power. Ayame has sprung up. She lands in human form, but with the ears and tail, looking quite alert, and she says, "Visitors at this hour?"
I know what this is because I've seen Taro do this before. I just rouse myself slowly and stretch. All the while, I'm just kind of gonna have a smirk off my face.
Ayame, stand alert. We're going to have visitors any moment now. And where did Taro go?
Before she reaches the front door, the drumming has already come really close, and the doors swing open, and I come in leading a little crowd of raccoon dogs. We're all drumming on our bellies. Boom, 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 boom. And we're kind of circling around Ayame and Murasaki.
Simply unacceptable. What is this?
I brought all my friends! And I think I'll spend some wonder to go up into my human form, just to kind of be on the same level here.
Her tail is swishing back and forward. Her arms are crossed, and she looks at you, Murasaki. Do you condone such behavior?
Oh, it's just Taro. He does this a lot.
Again, she's holding back from you, not really revealing her feelings right now. If you can beat that adult of 4, you can get...
Except with the Tanooki drumming, everyone who hears has their adult attribute go down to 0.
Beautiful. So, that is perfect. Her adult is 0 finally. So, Murasaki, you have a special insight into the way that Ayame is guarding herself. She's trying so hard to be frustrated right now, but she's actually enjoying that so many people have come to visit her. She's lonely, and she's too proud to ever ask for that.
I walk up to her and I wrap my arms around her, give her a hug and pat her on the back.
Do you want to spend a feeling?
Totally, yeah.
When the townsfolk built the shrine, they did so on the very edge of town. And after no one visiting me for so long, I grew used to the loneliness and thought it was what I wanted. It's so much easier being alone. And this is very difficult, but I don't hate it. It is only customary after guests have come to the shrine that they leave a donation in the plate outside. And she has a half smile as she glares at you, Taro.
Okay.
This is the moment where Murasaki goes into pseudo-human form with my ears and tail still out. And I'm going to sort of join in with the festivities here by creating a foxfire ball and start to juggle it, if you will, between my hands and tail. And then I'm going to say, I have the grandest idea, Ayame. Maybe Taro and his drummer friends can lead a parade from the town to your shrine and remind the townspeople that your shrine is here.
Oh, that sounds very bothersome, but the townsfolk did build a shrine. It seems only fitting that they make use of it. So carry on with your loud ideas.
I hold up a hand, just a sec, and I just push the doors and run out. And I come back in with my arms full of leaves. I've just been walking outside and just picking up a bunch of leaves from the ground, and I'm running in. And I'm throwing them up in the air. And as the leaves are falling down, they're all turning into money, which these tanukis are running down, scurrying around on the floor, picking them up. And they're going back into the parade, everyone holding up the coins, walking around.
She's holding her hands up and clapping very delicately to that, and she's laughing at this point. And take a dream for that.
Yeah.
When she's done laughing, she looks to you, Murasaki, and says, "Could you ever imagine having a shrine to you, Murasaki?"
Every day, Ayame. Every day I imagine my shrine.
If you do not have a surname, Murasaki, you may take mine. Minamoto, it would suit you. We'll just wrap up the scene there. It's gone on for a little while.
God, I got chill bumps when you gave me that name. I did.
I'm definitely going to give you a dream for the very honest opening earlier, Ayame.
So, Murasaki, as you're strengthening that connection with Ayame, what do you feel about the contents?
Yeah, I love her.
And she's going to change her contents with you from trust to family. So our final scene is at the entrance of the Fox Shrine, the shrine for Ayame Minamoto. It's the next morning, bright and sunny. There's a crinkling and rustling sound coming from the offering bowl. Ayame is standing in her full human attire, kimono, always looking cleanly pressed, red and white, and she glances down in mock surprise as the money from the previous night that each Tanooki had deposited in the offering plate on the way out is turning into an oak leaf, an oak leaf, an oak leaf. It's a bundle of oak leaves and says, Taro, a word of advice.
I'm in my human form with the tail. It's day now, so there would be 6. I'm just standing there, not knowing what to say.
Taro, you do not need to always play the fool. Do you understand that?
I look up at Ayame and nod.
She smiles and holds out her hand and lifts up your chin just a little bit. And she says, I don't mean that to be stern. Your character stands on its own 2 feet without any of your pranks.
So I should just be myself?
I don't mind an antic every once in a while. Now, off with you. It's been a very long, long day.
I'll bow and do the deep bow again, just enough for the tide to brush the floor of the shrine. Stretch up again and I'll run in for a hug.
With one arm around you, she looks to you, Murasaki.
So for the first time, I'm not in the same form she's in. I'm just in ears and tail. I'm just myself now instead of trying to be something like she is.
Murasaki, I have decided. I do not think that you should have a shrine. Do you know why?
No, why?
Because shrines are built on the edge of town, far away from people. And I think that you can do the most good in your life if you're around the people.
I do a very polite bow, and I take her hand and I give it a kiss. Come on, Taro. It's time to go.
Okay, I jump up and wave, and I grab Murasaki's hand and walk out.
She's waving goodbye, but then has to hold her hand to her mouth to stifle a yawn. She says, It's like I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. And we can wrap that up. So I guess first off, let's do our quick housekeeping with all that point crap. So yeah, wonder feelings and dreams go away, and then you can move the connection with Ayame down to the threads. You can add 2 more memories because those were 2 people that you had a connection with in this story. Yeah, that was Golden Sky Stories again. How is it different this time playing with another Henge instead of a townsperson?
It was less whimsical. Murasaki was definitely in a very different mindset. She was in a much more awkward situation.
I was probably playing up a bit more this time. In the other scene, I actually had someone else I could be protective over, and I could be brave and responsible, while in this scene I was just the little kid. And all I could do was play games. I had a really good Chekhov's gun moment with the bell. Because just as I was about to pull it, I realized, so she dared me at the beginning. That's foretelling of what's going to come.
Right.
All right, this was Pocket-Sized Play. Thanks so much, everyone, for playing. You can get in touch with us at twitter.com/pocketsizedplay or head on to gauntlet-rpg.com to check out our podcast and the rest of the Gauntlet Gaming Network. Thanks, everyone. This is Tim.
This is Timothy.
And this is Tor.